Hey y'all, what's up? Storm Hardaway, Captain America of Code, and the Geek in Arms of Vets Who Code. So I've been trying to figure out how to use the Vets Who Code podcast and our YouTube channel, things of that nature, in a way that isn't inauthentic to me. And I think this is one of the best ways, which is I'm doing like a stand-up or a version of stand-up, and as well as versions of planning meetings with you all, showcase the work I've been doing on Vets Who Code, has been converting Vets Who Code from a 2 cohort a year, very tough on people's lifestyles for organization that has good metrics to a way to a platform with AI built in as a touch point or tipping point of all the features to be able to really help upwards of 4,000 troops a year. That's been our goal. That's been my goal for the past 2 years. Getting ready. The goal is to have it done by 2027. I think I can push to that and show you all the platform. And I think I'll be able to have some cool metrics by 2027 based upon the work they were doing in the accelerations they were seeing in the market. Without further ado, let's talk about the features that have been pushed for this week. So right now, one of the biggest changes that happened was in May, a friend of mine, a big DevRel fan, he brought up our Vets Who Code website and took it to Hacker News. And they asked a lot of questions in order to be able to facilitate how to help us grow. And it was all really good feedback. And the biggest one was the mentorship program and not making it, not providing enough clarity. And I used to take a army proofing thing, like approach to things, when then I had some colleagues that were like, no, we should try to not army proof things. We should make it harder for people to get in. And I'm not a big fan of that. So I'm going back to army proofing things. And one of the things that has helped is, so I was like, provide as much clarity as possible on what we want. Because as a programmer, that's what you want. Like a lot of the jobs now, they really want you to, they want to give you ambiguity and have you do things. But clarity is a developer, especially my style of developer, where I like to be fast. I like to get supercharged. I love the UI, things of that nature. But clarity is what helps wins, right? So we provided as much clarity as possible on the mentorship program. We actually changed our mentorship program to be able to do without you having to have gone through a Vets Who Code cohort. You can do a mentorship program just by, regardless, signing up, by filling out our form, and we try to connect you with a mentor. We showcase the 8 steps to become a mentor or a mentee right here. And we added another form, and we made it so that you choose your adventure, right? If you want to register as a mentor or if you want to register as a mentee, it's just the way you do it, right? You press enter, and then you're like, take your skills and join us today to serve others, and as well as supporting our mission, right? So that is the newest, one of the biggest changes. We've upgraded our mentorship program. The main success point or reason for this success point is because it's 2024 and it's so much harder for people to get into tech right now. And we know that knowledge work, I actually forecasted this, that knowledge work was going to change into a more of an experience format. So as people, we can't spend as many cycles teaching the stuff that AI can do. We have to spend those cycles teaching the stuff that AI can't do. They're providing clarity, removing ambiguity, the documentation, the being able to really scope out things really well, to think of the test cases or think of the edge cases, because AI still doesn't do that, right? Matter of fact, one of my experience with artificial intelligence is if you don't tell it to write test, it won't write tests. You have to explicitly still tell it, hey, you should probably write a unit test here, or things of that nature. So that's still a thing. And this is one of the reasons why we are building the platform, so we can focus on the knowledge work and we can focus on what I like to call experience work. So that's one of the things that we're doing. Secondly, we rebuilt our donate page. Now, originally the donate page was just blah. It was very just one thing. Here's the form, and we had some little things down here that didn't really stick to our brand enough and share to you why you should donate. But now I had the chance, opportunity to come through here and put some metrics on here, show your impact, especially right now, this time where we need donations for compute as much as possible. That's the number one cost at VWC. Is going to be number one cost in the future is our compute. If we're going to help 4,000 troops go from zero to employable with tech skills in general, not just technology, software engineering skills, but tech skills, for instance, with our AI for veterans, for people that are transitioning out the military, of course, that we're building out. That's a spoiler. We need that compute. We need that opportunity to be able to build things, particularly with Google Gemini, and teach them how to do these things. You see right here what this does, and $1,000, people want to give that type of money. That's $100 a month for 10 of the 12 months. You would be supporting a veteran for a full year of all the resources. So that's not just AI compute, that's mentorship resources, that's us building free resources for them, things that, they don't pay for. They don't pay for ATS analysis for their resumes. They don't pay for us to preview or review and do checklists with their portfolios. They don't pay for any of that. What they do, what we have them pay for is they pay in time when it comes to putting up there, pushing to production, right? And building that experience. Any help you all can do, please don't hesitate to donate. And we also have the company matching process right here. All right. And we highlighted some of our past troops, Josh Morton, Cameron Porter, and one of our past employers, Darnell Settles. He hired one of my favorites, Adrian Grimm, who I like to call Wolverine. And he's been there for almost 3 years now. And also a special place in my heart that Methodist Phlebotomy is in my hometown in Memphis. So having a troop being able to work and pull money in like my hometown and work at a great company like Methodist Phlebotomy Healthcare and be able to push that place forward. They help children all throughout the Mid-South and frankly, the country with health, and seeing that growth has been a very awesome opportunity. Also, I did it a little different. I just had put my own personal email right here, my own professional email right here. I just having the hellos and everything. It felt fake to me. Like having 84 emails were like, only really 2-3 people are checking these. Just come directly to me. It's easier to come directly to me and get to my inbox, or Yumi and get to her inbox and things of that nature. Because I usually like CC or BCC her on everything so she can see what's going on. And my favorite new thing, now this is a great experience for me that I did, is Whose Branch Is It Anyway? Now, I created this game originally at Microsoft, and I was doing it for our ERGs because I was like, the games we were playing were all boring. It's like, hey, let's do a puzzle together or some type of weird crap. And I was just like, why don't we do things that are like important to our culture, to our community? So I built this game, and then I was like, after I left, I was like, I still have this HTML, CSS, JavaScript game that I built. Let me go ahead and put it into VWC code and turn it into a feature. So I had the opportunity to not only use this, but to build it to a feature, but to use Jules, which is very fun, a nice opportunity to build a new feature with a software engineering agent. Now, Jules is fresh coming out of Google or Google I/O. I was able to demo it live there, enjoy it. I was very excited. Addie and Logan and Christina, thank y'all for having me there and having me other builders there to play with these technologies. And it was super cool, right? So it took me about 10, 15 minutes to do this prompt. And then from the prompt, it took a few minutes to do the game plan. And then after I approved the plan, it took another couple of minutes, it says about 7 minutes total to build it to be able to publish, to view to a branch and publish. And then from there, I spent like another 10, 15 minutes playing around, and not playing around, but actually cleaning up the code and making sure that it matched the rules on our code base, because it saw our code base, but didn't have that internal access. I hope it does. One day we'll see what they do in the future to have Gemini in your code base, especially as I'm on VS Code. But if they do, something with Jules and a code editor, I might switch, right? Now I know people are switching and playing around with other code editors now. Windsurf, Cursor, little concerned and worried about JetBrains, because I haven't really heard anything about JetBrains in a minute. And they used to be the powerhouse back in the day, but now it seems like these lightweight text editors are now being the IDEs to choose from. You can turn a text editor into an IDE these days. But yeah, so being able to play with this, great. Been able to really push my prompt engineering. This is not a simple prompt. I had to go look at my HTML, CSS, JavaScript game, then turn it into a prompt. I added emojis because I talk emoji because I'm a millennial, and apparently that's something that we do. Broke it down in multiple steps, and then I was able to get it to work. Total, it took about 44 minutes total to get from this, to start from here and end up with this. And I'm still looking at it and making some tweaks, but it's in production, VWC /game, and then you just go and you can play with 4 of your buddies. And I think I have maybe anywhere from 10 to 15 questions right now. I have another JSON that after everything gets pretty much where that people love this or like it, or any changes that people ask, we'll upload it, and it has closer to 25, 30 questions. And I want to get to 100 questions, but then we probably have to add, do you want a short game or a long game, right? So because 100 questions, that's a 30-minute game, maybe, right? If you have 4 people, that's 25 questions each. So I have to think about that, how to make it so that you can have a long enough game. All right. Also, look, VWC's platform launch and VWC demo day is coming up on Veterans Day. So be able to check that out. And we also have our projects. So if you want to look at our project board, this is where I am mapping out all the things we need to do for VWC. And no status is in media. Some of these have gone stale, so I'm going to go through them and see who's working on what. So I can do that because that's what I am going to do, as well as this one is one that I would really like help with, because I want to implement our Vets AI Streamlit application that I built for Military Influencer Conference. It's in Streamlit and Python into Next.js into our application. One of the things I want to turn, that I'm practicing what I preach, is I'm turning our projects into products and then embedding them as features into the web application versus having them separate. So that's something that I'm really looking at going towards when it comes to our troops. And that's going to impact, and I'm going to talk to John about this, one of my troops that did the really cool projects page. That's going to impact his product a little bit, because it's like, how do I keep the products updating if they get embedded into this one GitHub org? So maybe we'll still do the thing that will stand alone, where that would be like where we beta test an idea, see if people like it, and then we embed it, which is a cool way of doing things. You prototype it over here, you prototype it to the left, and then you just go somewhere and then build it into your application, right? Instead of taking all that time of implementing it in your application only to throw it away. So that is that might be the idea that I take. And I'll talk to John about this a little bit more because I like having troops that have live projects and products on our website, and going and doing that just makes me feel good. But if you're interested in helping, pull a ticket or a special rate here, or there's nothing over here. I think the web forms are good, but please go through and check them again. Profile page, and this is for people that can log into the platform right now. I think I'm the only person. I might add a few people. It depends. But yeah, we're going to go from there. But thank you all. And I hope y'all have a great VWC day and a great week. Also, almost forgot. Because of our work with Google Gemini and going to Google I/O and showing them our plans and talking about stuff, they are going to have us on one of their out-facing podcasts, Google's People of AI. That's right. Your boy, Prior Air Force Security Forces, is going to be on a Google podcast. And we're going to be talking about the direction of VWC Code, the things we learned the past 10 years, things we learned while using data to not only look deeply into our practices and then be able to scale those, and things we're learning on how to convert our knowledge work into wisdom work, and how we're going to focus on making this platform a place, not just for people wanting to software engineer, but people that want to learn the future versus just going for places and networking and doing a couple of handshaking things. We really want to make the most impactful. Like, my mission is to make the most impactful nonprofit on the planet, even though I'm only serving my country. And it's going to be a fun conversation. I've already had my producer talk with them, and one of my closest friends, so she was at GitHub, and Christina, she's going to be the co-host of that. And we just kept pinging off each other to the producer. It was like, yo, I don't have any questions. This is going to be a wrap. I'm going to love this. And that's why we're getting our media page up, because there's so much media out there that I've done that it's all over the place. And I got to get it in one place, because it's just difficult when you're trying to show why you should donate to a nonprofit or organization, to foundations where they have to hunt for your work, right? So making this place a one-stop shop, treating VWC Code like I would treat it as a portfolio, and make sure the brag documents there, the W's are there for everybody to see. That's the new goal. All right. So yeah, you all have a great day and enjoy your week. Let's start strong.